Good morning. It is early. I am going to make some steel cut oats. Yeah, I'm just going to be doing like a pregnancy, what I eat in a day kind of vlog. But, I mean, usually I do all sorts of vlogs about like moving to New Zealand, how much we love it here. I also have a website where I post a lot of my recipes. And I do a monthly newsletter, so if you want to go subscribe to that, head over there. And then I also have an Instagram. So if you're interested in any of this like food stuff, I love posting about food and I post about it a lot. But those are other places that I tend to put stuff up. So I'll have the full recipes for everything down in the description below and on my website. So I'll have a link to that as well. We love making these steel cut oats because you can just throw it onto the Instant Pot. I add a little bit of amaranth to it because it adds a little bit more iron. In this whole vlog, you're going to see that I really try to up my iron intake because it is low, because that is common during pregnancy. I also make enough to do a double batch, so then we can have enough for breakfast right now, and then we have leftovers for another breakfast in a day or two. A lot of times in the morning, if I know I'm not going to make it until breakfast, I'll usually have like a little orange or just some cashews or something, because I just wake up hungry. I don't know. I love the mornings. I just wake up so like happy and ready to go. Except I can't open this one-handed. I guess I could do that. Is there anything better than roasted and salted cashews? I used to always get the unroasted ones because I was like, they're healthier. I feel like there's a whole little science to everything that I put in here. A lot of it is just for flavor and texture purposes. Like I love adding some crunchy things because oatmeal is not good unless it has some sort of crunch. So like the seeds and the nuts and stuff makes it really good. And then of course you add the blueberries to help cool it down so you can eat it faster. And then the bananas just help sweeten it along with the maple syrup and the raisins. I talked about the amaranth just because it does add a little bit extra fiber and iron, which is good for young kids and also pregnant people that need a lot of iron. And then I also had blackstrap molasses. Blackstrap. Bless you. Blackstrap molasses just has a lot of good iron in it, along with some other vitamins. So I always try to drizzle like a teaspoon of that into whatever breakfast I'm having, whether that's like pancakes or oatmeal or what else do I eat? Like smoothies and stuff. A hug. Oh, I love you. I actually had my mom bring some blackstrap molasses from the States because all of the blackstrap molasses that I could find here was sulfured, which has a very strong flavor, but unsulfured blackstrap molasses that you can find very easily in the States does not have a very strong flavor, but still has all the nutrition. Yeah, I love her for bringing me enough of that to last the whole time that we're here. Another perk is that William does eat these really well. We love oats here. You want some oats? Whoa. I also have some flaxseed and chia seed and hemp seed mix that I kind of just soak in the fridge to make it more bioavailable. So I add like a good teaspoon or two to each of our bowls, and that just has a lot of good omega-3s and it's extra fiber, a lot of good stuff in there. Oh, and then you can't forget the peanut butter. First of all for the flavor, and then also just some extra healthy fats and stuff. I feel like there's always so much in these bowl of oats, but they're delicious, and we've been eating this like this for like years now, and we still eat it like this, so not gonna mess up a good thing. Oh, the Brazil nut is for selenium. Okay, I'm done. I'm done. I'm just gonna eat now. You gonna feed your truck? We're still working on the balance of toys at the table, sitting down to eat, that sort of thing. I don't know. I'm just trying not to stress about it and keep meal times and food fun and enjoyable so that we don't have giant battles. And, you know, just assuming it's a phase. Another note is that when you reheat them for your next breakfast, you have to add a bunch of yummy milk to it. Otherwise, they're really dry. I'm doing a bite. That breakfast was delicious, and it also keeps me full for a very long time. But I am back on my tea game because I thought coffee was doing me fine, but it was actually doing me dirty. It was not a good time. I don't know, I just felt like it was way too much every time I drank it, so I still indulge in it every once in a while, but I always regret it. So I'm trying to drink more tea to satisfy that itch of like a nice warm drink. It also really doesn't hurt. This is really good tea. It's Harney & Sons, which I find hilarious that it's really popular here in New Zealand. Like anytime we go to a fancy place, the fancy tea that they serve is Harney and Sons. Because when we lived in New York, we were like an hour away from the Harney and Sons original place. So we went there a few times and like got it from their actual store and saw their whole like little factory and stuff. I mean, it is really good tea, so I understand why. I'm just gonna sit here and enjoy this. Just have a nice relaxing morning. Billy made chocolate chip cookies. And we're like, oh, we'll put them in the freezer. We'll eat them slower, and they're for hikes and stuff. What is it, William? So I'm actually at Pack and Save right now, just a little adventure in my morning, because my last midwife appointment, we tested my iron and I am anemic, which is a little bit surprising to me because for William's pregnancy, I was super vegan the whole time, like didn't have I had dairy like twice, yeah, no meat at all, and I didn't take any kind of iron supplements and my iron levels were great the entire time. So I don't know what is different from this pregnancy to the last. I don't know if I just used up a lot of my iron stores that I had when I was pregnant with him, and so I'm just low this time. Anyways, she recommended there's this drink called Floridex, Vitafloral, something like that. And she said that they have it here at Pack and Save, so I'm just gonna run in. I never ever come to Pack and Save, so I'm kind of excited because I love going to new grocery stores. But yeah, I'm gonna find that, and then I guess I should also get some iron tablets. She gave me a prescription, but I haven't filled them. So I need to do that and keep on top of that because iron is very important when you're pregnant for many, many reasons. Other than that, the only other supplements that I take, and not even with any regularity, is iodine and DHA. But anyways, I'm gonna go in now. Definitely had to ask somebody where it was because I was wandering around for way too long trying to find this drink. Also had no idea what it looked like. I had to Google it to show the worker and she's like, oh, it's already over here. But yeah, it looks like something that you would put in your garden, like in your soil, to amend it and make it really healthy. Okay, now back home. I need to go and take some of this. I have a feeling it's gonna be disgusting, but iron is a good thing. But I don't know if you can tell the weather. It's just been raining all week long and really dreary. And I'm one of those people, I don't know, like on a good sunshiny day, I feel like that energizes me more than a cup of coffee ever could. And so when it rains all week and it's just really overcast and disgusting, I just want to die. It's just my 2 seconds of being over dramatic. All right. I'm so scared to take this. It smells like, oh, it actually doesn't smell too bad. It kind of smells like orange tablets. Cheers. Okay. Oh, okay, that's not bad at all. It's like powdered sweet. I don't know. Okay, that's doable. Again, me being over dramatic about nothing. Popping out for a quick play date with a friend down the road. I love that I can just walk to her house and her daughter and William play together so well. It's the cutest thing ever. But that's where I'm going. What are you making?
I'm making tomato soup. And I'm gonna make some grilled cheese toasties. Grilled cheese toasties.
So this is Billy's proprietary tomato soup. It is so good. And by its proprietary, I mean I'm going to write out the full description. Dang it, I always say that. I'm going to write out the full recipe and put it in the description. But it is just like the perfect meal to have with some cheese toasties. And it's really yummy and quick and easy and, you know, the way that we like to eat. Anything else to say? Billy has his AirPods in right now because we are both listening to the same book. And we thought it would be so fun to listen at the same time, but it's turned into kind of a bit of a competitive race. But we're listening to a series called Senlin Ascends. Is that what it's called?
The Books of Babel.
The Books of Babel. So it's really fun. What is his hair doing? I just don't know. Okay. We're on the third one right now. They're great. So usually if I read fantasy, it's like Brandon Sanderson or something, but this other author has done a very good job. I just really like the way he describes things. It's kind of set in the Tower of Babel, but it's just like super crazy. And it's never anything what I expect, and it's just a fun ride. Your blenders are the best. Ooh, yes. Look at this beautiful, perfect. I bet you're jealous. Can't really have much to say about perfection. I'm always really happy though, because he always seems to really like this meal too. We do serve him a lot of meals that he doesn't necessarily like super love, just because I don't believe in just giving him the same 3 meals over and over. But yeah, so far breakfast and lunch have been meals that he does care for quite a bit. This is sourdough bread that Billy made yesterday. So it's really yummy. And then we just put an egg on ours for a little bit of extra protein. I wish he liked eggs. He doesn't. Alright, I'm going to shut this off and eat. And that was incredible. I've never put an egg on a grilled cheese sandwich, but it was actually really good. Yeah, when Billy makes the sourdough bread, we end up eating a lot of bread for 2 days. So the first half of the loaf we eat that day usually, and it's just a lot of like avocado toast and like peanut butter and jelly, or just like bread and jam and stuff. And then the next day we'll usually finish it off with some sort of soup. Like we'll have lentil soup with bread and butter, or like tomato soup with grilled cheese, or potato soup with toast. Because you eat one loaf in like 2 days and then you're like, okay, I'm good for a little bit, and then the next week you just do the whole cycle again. So yeah, we don't eat a whole ton of bread, but when we do, it's very good bread. So usually we like to make most of our food from home, from scratch, because it just saves money, it's healthier, whatever. But lately we have been eating out a lot more, I think. I don't know if that's just like laziness. Like for this meal, we almost didn't make this delicious meal. We almost went and got pizza instead. Not that we eat pizza that often. It's just a random idea. And then you're like, that is the best idea. I think it's when you're hungry. I've been having like a lot of fun brunches with people. It's just a lot more social kind of eating out. I mean, I'm not complaining, but it is just a little unusual for us. Random break, but this is important. There's a poo gecko in our backyard. Oh. No. Oh, how do you do that so well, huh? That's him giving sweet kisses to the baby. He does that every time. We're like, oh, give the baby a kiss. And he runs up and does that, which is better than what he used to do, which is run up to my belly and go quack, quack, quack. He's ready to go. We're going to walk over to the Asian market and get some stuff for dinner tonight. You're so much faster than me. All the way to the end. Wow! I love making popcorn like this. You just pop it in a little silicone air popper thing in the microwave. I just squeeze like half a lime onto it and then gently salt it. And it makes delicious popcorn without like all the butter and grease and weird bag popcorn stuff in it. Didn't even last one whole episode. We woke somebody up from their nap. Can I tofu? He's so tired. Usually I'd let him nap, but it's almost dinner time, and then we'll just put him to bed right after that. He really enjoys plain tofu, which is odd. Billy here is frying up the tofu, sushi rice. The rest is just chopping up veggies, and then you just prepare your bowl. Pretty simple. The spinach is from our garden. I did not have a very successful winter garden, but the two things that did do pretty well were the spinach and the kale, which we ate all winter long, which is great. I am actually going to blow up a very exciting thing that I got from Kmart. One of the things that I used when I was pregnant with William was a birthing ball, also a yoga ball, also an exercise ball. This thing has a million different names. In fact, I went on to Kmart and tried to find it. The 3 searches that I did came up with nothing. So I had to Google it, and yeah, it was one that I wasn't even using. It does not come with a pump, so I'm going to use a straw. Blow it up. Billy's probably gonna do a majority of the blowing. Good thing I have a musician husband with very good lungs. I'm blowing up this ball. You gonna help me? Yeah, I'm 27 weeks pregnant. I think this is the last week of the 2nd trimester. Next week I'm in the 3rd trimester, which is exciting because then it's like the final stretch and you just have the exciting big event at the end and then you get to have a baby. So I'm looking forward to that. I tend to have pretty easy, fine pregnancies. I do feel like I'm already bigger than I was with William at this point because I didn't really get uncomfortable with him until like the last couple of weeks, I'd say. But I already feel like I'm there kind of now. I feel like I already sound like an old woman getting up and down from things or like bending over to pick things up off the floor. I'm already at the point where I'm like, is that worth picking up or could I just leave it? I'm still very good and like comfortable. I'm not feeling sick. I'm not complaining. It's so funny though because I feel like one of the biggest things that people always ask about is whether or not you're having cravings. I've never had super strong cravings. I would say I craved meat a lot at the beginning of this pregnancy and I just really want waffles. I remember being the same with William. We actually did get a waffle maker, so that's exciting. I'm not that kind of person that's like putting pickles on my PB&J sandwiches or, you know, that kind of weird thing. So I used an exercise ball when I was pregnant with him, just, you know, because it's fun. And then I did use a birthing ball in labor a lot of the time. So I really loved it for that. But what I loved it for the most was after I had William, when he would get into a really, really fussy stage and like nothing would calm him down, not like breastfeeding, not anything, we found that bouncing on the ball with him would calm him down. It was like magic. I might be able to find an old clip that I took because he'd just be like crying and crying and crying and then he'd start bouncing on the ball and he's fine. And then he'd stop bouncing on the ball and he'd start crying and crying and crying. So I don't know, I'm just trying to be prepared if this next baby is like that at all. Like, this is worth $11. Yeah, I'm gonna stop blowing this up now. I got very far. Yeah, tonight we're having sushi bowls for dinner, which are so good, especially because Billy actually makes them good. I remember back when we lived in New York, like 4 years ago, I was in a super duper healthy phase. So I was like, I don't want anything processed and I want everything whole. First of all, I would use brown rice instead of sushi rice. I would not use any kind of like sweetener or sugar or anything. So I remember eating some of the sushi that we made and like having to stop myself from gagging. It was really gross. But Billy makes these sushi bowls and he also does a few sushi rolls and they're so good. Because we learned from my sister-in-law that most sushi places, they make their sushi so good because they add a little bit of sugar and rice vinegar to their sushi rice. And it just takes it to the next level. So we have been doing that. It is delicious. So yeah, this is another recipe that I'll have all typed up, written, linked down below. These are now done. We're going to go sit down and eat them because I'm very excited.
Because that's what you do.
Because that's what you do with food. So yeah, I'm just gonna dig into this. This is great. I love it because it has so many veggies in it. So it's really nice and fresh, which is great when you're pregnant. I mean, it's great for any time, but also really good when you're pregnant. And like the spinach has good iron in it and, you know, all the good stuff. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna end this vlog here. I'm gonna eat this dinner and that's that. We're just gonna relax and maybe we'll eat some snacks. What snacks do we have? I don't know. We usually eat some sort of like chocolate or something after we put William down for bed. It also has iron in it, so that's why. Oh, I also was going to say that usually we have like red capsicum in here and cucumber especially is really good. But we didn't have it, so we just used whatever veg we had, which is also good. Okay, you can pick it up and eat it or use your fork. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys next week. Bye. Can I say bye? Bye-bye. Is that a good carrot? You do like your carrots. Okay, bye.